Well, hello everybody and welcome to the stream. Nice to see you this afternoon. You can see John is in chat there. Hopefully everyone is okay. And it's a bit of a dismal day here in Germany. It's quite overcast. It looks like it's going to be some rain as well. But where I am here with my aircraft, the weather's good. Well, reasonably good weather. It's sort of a sunny day, scattered clouds in Basel, we're actually in France actually, Basel Mulhouse airport, but we're very, very close to Switzerland, so it's just a little hop and we'll actually be over the border, and I'm going to be heading towards the Alps, which you can just about see in the background. So that's the idea this afternoon. I'm going to be flying this aircraft. I'm in Dovetail Games Flight Sim World. I'm flying the DA40 Diamond Star, which I haven't flown very much. It's one of these aircraft with glass, what they call a glass cockpit, which consists of two displays. I think they call it the Garmin G1000. So we've got the primary display there on the left and a multifunction display on the right hand side, but got traditional instruments at the top. I think they call them backup instruments really. So it's quite a modern aircraft. I think this is a deluxe version. I think it was produced about 2013, the deluxe one, but they've been around a few years. But it's all composite design. Everything's composite. Quite modern looking. I think it's used as a trainer as well. So really nice aircraft. But as I say, I've been flying this thing for too long, so hopefully everything will be okay. So what we're going to do, we're ready to take off. We're on runway 15 at Basel, and what we're going to do, put the flaps down for a takeoff here. And we're gonna go for it. Okay, ready for takeoff. All the lights are on that I need to have on. Quite different setup to the Piper Cherokee that I'm normally flying. Okay. So I'm going to rotate this thing at about 60 knots. This is there. Oh. It's a bit of a. I've got some wind configured in. It took me by surprise then. Either I made a bit of a hash of the takeoff, or the wind got me there. Okay. Just follow the runway heading just for a little bit as we go over Basel itself. What I need to do is configure this display for GPS. I've got GPS flight plan in, so that's selected GPS now. Hello Graham, nice to see you. So yeah, lovely morning here as I'm flying over Basel. Sun's just coming up. Hopefully the stream is looking reasonable. Finding it a bit hard to actually stream these 64-bit games, I must say. I think I'm going to have to use a different PC for the actual streaming. It seems that everybody's doing that. Seems to be alright with 32-bit games, but for the 64-bit ones, it's a bit hard to configure it to look decent. But anyway, it's not looking too bad. Right, what we're going to do, we're going to turn on the autopilot, and we're going to follow the GPS heading here. So autopilot comes on, and if we click nav, the plane's going to turn and follow the GPS flight plan that I've put in. All good, clever stuff, isn't it? Good that the stream's not looking too bad, Sylvia. I'm pleased about that. I was having a few jobs getting it to look decent at all earlier on. Right, so we're turning on to the GPS heading now. There's a Rhine down there. Wherever I fly, we seem to see the Rhine. So we're actually in Switzerland now because we're heading over Basel. The airport that I've left there is in France, but as soon as I think we cross the Rhine here, we're in Switzerland. So we're heading basically south. Right, next thing I need to do is just have a look at the altitude, and I'm going to actually go down and have a look at this autopilot, which I am struggling with. I don't know why I am, but I am. Let's just level off a bit. Right, so autopilot, so we click altitude here, and we'll put in, oh, go away, I don't want that, put in 5,000 feet. We've got to arm that, and we need to vertical speed. As soon as I click vertical speed, the navigation side goes off. I don't understand that. So arm again. Altitude hold is on. Let's click nav again. So we've got nav, altitude, and we've got 5,000 feet in here. So that should be correct. Okay. So yeah, there's the Rhine. So Dovetail Games Flight Sim World. I did a stream with this. I think was it last stream? I can't remember now. But they've just done an update, and it's basically a scenery and cloud update. So I think the default scenery is looking really quite nice. And they've done something with the clouds as well to make them a little bit more realistic. And the lighting effects are really nice. So it's definitely, you know, the updates are coming now on this sim. Still not too many planes or anything. But I think for the future it's looking pretty good for a 64-bit flight simulator. So the idea is I'm going to be flying towards the Alps. Do you know what? Shall I bring the flaps up? That might help me. And also something else I've got to do. Apparently on this aircraft, you've got to bring the prop control back here for cruising. And get the RPM about 2,500, they say. Just for the cruise. So we're going to be cruising at this altitude for a little while. So a little bit different to flying the the Cherokee or the Cessna. Right, so we've done that now. Should be okay. Hello. Is that Elf Blitz or Elblitz? So, apologies, my display here that I'm looking at the chat is absolutely rubbish, and I do need reading glasses for it really. So I apologise. When I get back to the UK, because I'm an oldie, you see, what I'm going to do, I'm going to get some glasses specifically for the computer, because I can either see for reading or I can either see at a distance. It's absolutely rubbish at computer distance. Anyway, thanks for coming on, having a look at the stream. If you've only just joined, this is Flight Sim World, and we're on our way to the Alps in search of the Eiger. So we are following the flight plan. We can actually see the flight plan that I've put in here on this on the multifunction display, which I'm not very clever with at the moment, so I've got a lot to learn with this. We can click on the flight plan page, and we can see the various waypoints that I've put in. So we're going to be heading towards Lucerne, then turning off. We pass a couple of military airports, then we hit Interlaken, and the last waypoint I'm probably not going to reach because that's actually in the middle of the Alps, but I'm in search of the Eiger. So if I get that far and I can actually climb up as high as what the mountain is, then we'll probably turn round and land back at Interlaken. Ah, Michael. Hi, Michael. Same as you, Graham. Reference the glasses. Terrible, isn't it? Really, really bad. I've got, as you know, Graham, I got myself a slightly bigger monitor, which helps a lot, I must say. But I don't know. Certain things still aren't great, and I've been to the optician now for about 3 years, so I need my sort of health check on the eyes, and for sure I think I'm going to just get something that's going to help me with the computer, because I do spend a lot of time on it. I don't think I'm going to go for the varifocals or anything like that. I think I'm going to go you know, just for glasses that for set distances. The ones I've got on now are really good for distance driving and stuff, but when I come in any, you know, close now, it's a problem, so I have to get something sorted out. So yeah, really liking this this aircraft, the Diamond Star. As I say, this is the deluxe version. Apparently it's got the deluxe leather seats, wider seats, and it's got a joystick for the main controller there. And it looks like the trim, the elevator trim, is on the joystick as well, nose down, nose up. So I've actually got that set on my joystick, so that's pretty cool. It's a 4-seater. The default aircraft in Flight Sim World are very, very nice, I must say. I don't really want to go into that cloud, so what I'm going to do, I'm going to come off nav, hold. I'm going to steer around that cloud, I think. Or steer around that cloud, and I'll go through that. Shouldn't waste too much time. Oh, you're in the co-pilot seat, are you, Silvio? Okay. Yeah. Hello. You can come up here if you want and sit in the co-pilot seat. I'll let you take control. Yeah, there's no point going through the clouds, is there? I might as well just sort of make a little detour around them. So we're at 5,000 feet. As we approach Lucerne, I'm gonna get a bit more height on, because I think I need to be a bit more than 5,000 feet when I start getting close to the Alps. Not too far. And of course, the Eiger is at 13,000 feet above sea level. So this particular aircraft, I think it's rated at just over 16,000. So we're going to be pushing it a little bit, but it has got really good climb compared to the Cessna and the Cherokee. It really does climb. It's quite lively in the climb, so it won't be a problem getting up to that altitude, I don't think. So that won't be a problem. The only problem is whether I'm going to need oxygen. So yeah, have I got an oxygen? Any supplementary oxygen sort of in the back seat there? I'll just say I'm acclimatised to the altitude. It's a nice looking aircraft, isn't it? The Diamond Star. I'm a bit worried how I look though. It looks like I might have changed, or had a sex change actually. I think I'm a lady, am I? Oh, okay. Well, perhaps Sylvia is flying this after all. So we're just going to bank round this cloud. The Alps are looming up now. Everything's looking okay. Speed's okay. We're not too far off our magenta line, are we? Which is the flight plan. Let's get rid of this a minute, so we can turn back onto that in a minute. So around this cloud. But quite pleasing scenery, isn't it? Out of the box. I think the scenery is by Orbex, or designed by Orbex, and I have Orbex global scenery for FSX, and I compared the global scenery for FSX and also the scenery here, and I think this is definitely nicer looking. Whether it's just because it's on a 64-bit platform or something, I don't know, but certain things about this are nicer. So the sun's rising. I can turn some of the lights off on here actually. I've got don't need the taxi light on, do I? Don't need the landing lights on, just need my navigation lights and the strobes. Right, so around the cloud we can go back, hit nav again on the autopilot, and we can also climb. Let's climb up to 6,000 feet now. 7,000 feet. Let's put 7,000 feet in. So that means we also have to change the pitch of the propeller on the climb, so they say. I'm going to have to read the manual on this particular airplane, I think. No, I don't need the nav. I realise I don't need the nav actually, because I'm thinking about the journeys that you've taken me in the car, Sylvia, and I'm not sure. I think I might need the nav. Anyway, back on course now. The cloud effects are really nice. They've done an update. I think it's update 13 now, and you get some really nice sort of wispy clouds. Very nice sort of transparency on them, and really look nice. Hey, look, everybody's speaking German now on here. Alright, you're talking about me, aren't you? I know. So I'm going to just try something a minute. I'm going to play some music. It's all music that I've made up, but I'm trying to play it off the computer rather than playing it through an MP3 player. So I'm just going to check out if it works okay. So I'm going to mute my mic. Am I on? Oh yeah, I'm back on now. Oh, that works okay. That's another little thing I've got to work. So I was normally putting an MP3 player through my mixer here, so I can actually play some music from the PC. So we're over Lucerne now. This is Lucerne below us, and of course the coming up to the lake. I went to Lucerne, oh, a long time ago. How many years? Oh, many years ago. I went on a school holiday to I've gone into a bit of a cloud here, to Lucerne and Interlaken. Can't remember too much about it, but it was I can remember it was a really great experience. But I remember that the drive was really long. We went from the UK all the way through Belgium, all the way through Germany. So it was a coach tour, really. Lucerne, yeah, it is. It certainly is Lucerne. I'm not pronouncing it probably like Sylvia and you were pronouncing it, but that's where we are at the moment. So in a moment, if I have a look at the flight plan, in a moment we're going to be making a right turn, over an airport called Buoch, I'm probably not pronouncing that right. You can see it on the flight plan. And we're going to be going past another airport, which is a military airport, military helicopter airport called Alpnach. But once we make the right turn, we're going to be basically flying along the valley then towards Interlaken. Well, that's the plan. I'm not sure, John, whether Germany has, but this particular aircraft was designed in Austria, and I know it was manufactured in Austria in the early years, a few years ago. Whether it's still manufactured in Austria, I don't know, but this particular Diamond Star aircraft was originates from Austria, that's for sure. I don't know what the situation is in Germany. Do you think I ought to actually climb a little bit? I think I'm going to climb a little bit. I'm going to go up to 10,000 feet. On the autopilot. Sort of get level with some of these mountains now. Does climb quite well, this aircraft, I must say. So there's Lake Lucerne, or Lucerne down there. It's a shame that you guys aren't seeing this in full HD, because it does look absolutely brilliant. And if I get another, well, I've got another PC. If I start to stream using two PCs, I will actually be able to stream in full HD, which would be nice. But I can't do that at the moment using the same PC with the streaming software. What's nice about this as well with a 64-bit sim is you get all these really nice shadow effects, which are absolutely gorgeous. They look gorgeous. Well, they do on my screen. Whereas on the 32-bit programs like FSX, you don't really get this sort of effect. Do you get shadows in the cockpit at all? I can't remember now, but these sort of effects look really brilliant. So we can see the Alps there. course, we are on the edge of them, flying along this valley. There's the other airport below us, which is Alpnach, which apparently is a military base now. Now the airports on the default scenery aren't modelled exactly as they are in real life, because this is the global default scenery, but as it goes, I think it's excellent. So as soon as the add-on airports start to appear, which they will in the future for sure, then you know, you can just get the add-ons that you particularly want for each airport, and they will be really detailed. I mean, that's where FSX really comes into its own at the moment, because virtually every big airport you can download or purchase or whatever, and they are modelled really, really well. So at the moment this simulator hasn't got that. Looks very good, but not on your PC. Oh, I'm sorry about that. Nobody's ever satisfied, though, are they, with what they've got? That's the thing. You know, we all want something a bit better, and like me, I was going to be happy just streaming on one PC, but now I feel I want to have another PC to do the streaming with, and just play the game on the gaming PC. But well, we'll see. Looks alright on your iPad though, Sylvia, does it? That's as long as you're happy down there. The 720p. So we're going to be going through this cloud, or near it. No, we're not. Just going to be skirting it, so that's fine. So let me bring the get the prop adjusted so we're not doing ridiculous amount of RPM, because we are theoretically in the cruise again here. So next waypoint will be Meiringen, which is, I think, also a military air base. There seems to be a lot of Swiss military air bases along this valley. Yeah. Okay, Sylvia. Yeah, I thought that's what Michael meant. Maybe his PC that he's tried. Yeah, it's slowly over the years I've gradually got a better PC, and I've got to a point now where I'm reasonably happy running the simulators, but if I run anything else with them, then it's not so good. Like I say, as I'm running this OBS streaming software on the same PC, then it's not that you know, it does affect it. I find it affects X-Plane more than anything. This sim, although it's 64-bit, seems to be seems to run better than X-Plane when I'm streaming. I've got a NVIDIA 1070 graphics card, which is one of the latest ones. But the processor on this is only an i5. It's a good i5, but no doubt an i7 would be a little bit better. But I've got all the settings on Ultra. You're great with PCs, Sylvia, aren't you? No, you're fine. So, as you can see, we're tracking along the designated flight plan pretty good. Everything's looking well. We're at 10,000 feet, about 100 knots. So all is good with the world at the moment. Where's the sun gone? Oh, there it is. So everything is fine. You can see that we're coming up to the next waypoint, and then we're going to be turning just slightly to the right, heading towards Interlaken. It'd be nice to see a few more planes, a few more aircraft in this simulator, but it is early access at the moment, and I think the developers are going to start doing stuff for it. I think there is another aircraft that you can get, and I think they developers has done a detailed airport scenery for this simulator as well. So I think once the developers start to pull their fingers out, I think we can expect some great things happening. Have a closer look at this aircraft. So this is the Diamond Star XLT, which is as I say the deluxe version of this particular plane. So starting to get some good views now of the mountains. So the idea, I'm gonna get to Interlaken, and there's a valley that will take you up towards Grindelwald and Kleine Scheidegg, and the three mountains there will be the Eiger, the Monke, and the Jungfrau. That's the plan, and then I'll probably just come back down and land in Interlaken, but I'm going to have to lose a lot of altitude, that's for sure. I think all these circuit breakers here work. I'm not going to pop any of them out, but all these actually work, and they're all clickable. I think you can set in the simulator, or if you can't do it now, you will be able to do in the future. You can set different faults that will happen during the flight. Perhaps you can now, I'm not sure. So lots of things can happen. I've got everything set, so I'm not going to have anything go wrong, basically. I can crash, but alright, we're doing the turn now. It's turning on to the next waypoint. You can see the two lakes ahead now. I think we've got enough altitude at the moment. And one of those mountains that we can see now is the Eiger. Can't remember which one it is now, but one of them is. So we're looking for a sort of three peaks pretty close together. The Eiger and the Monk I think are very close, and the Jungfrau is a little bit offset. Graham's boasting about his 32 inches again. Graham. I reckon you don't need new glasses if you've got a 32 incher. Surely. That would be brilliant. I don't suppose it is actually the size of the monitor though, is it? It's the fact that, you know, can you actually focus on it? I think that's the problem I've got now with my eyesight. It's got to a point where you know, focusing isn't brilliant on these closer distances. When I start playing a load of wrong notes on the guitar, I shall just blame my eyesight. At least you can do that. So we're going to be looking at the north face. Where the view now is actually looking at the north face, which actually is in shadow most of the time. Well, all of the time, I think. Which is actually, we can see it. There's a lot of shadow on this on the side of the mountains that we can see. I trust there to be a big bank of cloud there. Don't really want that. There's a little valley that I can follow. I'm going to take the autopilot right off in a minute. Yeah, looks good, doesn't it? The valley that I want though is shrouded in cloud, which isn't good. So there's the two lakes there, and one is the Brienzi. I think Brienzi's down there somewhere. We've probably flown over Brienz, and I think the other one is Thunzi. Thunzi. Okay, so the autopilot's going to come off now. Ah. Right, autopilot is off, and I can just see the valley. Yeah, just coming up to the valley. Now I'm going to fly up. Although it is a little bit shrouded in cloud. So I've got plenty of height, 10,000 feet here. So I'll make a little left turn. Hi Mick, thanks for popping in. We're just over into Larkin at the moment, and we're attempting to visit the north face of the Eiger. Well, I'm going to gain some height and I'll probably fly over. I need to get to about 13,000 feet, so we'll climb. I need to change the prop now. When you're climbing, you're meant to do that. Over rev everything. Right, so if I turn here, this is the little valley that takes us to a place called Grindelwald. Pronounced wrong, I expect. That is the Eiger ahead. The one to the right is the Monk, and the one to the right of that, you see three mountains, is the Jungfrau. So I'm just going to fly up this valley. Trying to gain a little bit of altitude all the time, which I'm not. I'm actually losing altitude. Come on, Kevin. I did say that the Diamond Star is lively. I've got to gain a bit. We're climbing again now. So there's the north face of the Eiger, and there's the three mountains there: Eiger, monk and Jungfrau. And the little hamlet, little village of Klein Scheidig lies at the bottom of the Eiger, but it's not really modelled that well in this global scenery. But the mountains are pretty good, definitely better than Orbeck's, the FSX Orbeck scenery. So we're turned now into the other valley and fly past the Eiger. Don't worry, Graham. I told Sylvia the other day that I wanted to actually climb the Eiger, and she looked at me a bit strange. I think that's something I'm too old for it now, but I would have liked to have maybe had a go at some climbing. So we're at 11,500 now. Still got some good speed going. Don't know if you'd be allowed to do this in real life. Of course, there's lots of helicopters buzzing around here all the time. So it's in the shadow, as it should be. Just looking back down to where we came from. 12,000 feet now, 12,700. Airspeed's still good. So there's a little gap between the Monk and the Jungfrau. There's a little bit of low ground there. There is an observatory there which they've sort of modelled. I can see a little bit something there. But we're flying past the Eiger now. We'll go on the other side. And we'll go through here. 13,000 now, just over 13,000 feet. Service ceiling for this aircraft, I said before, is about 16,500 feet, so we're still okay. Getting a bit short of oxygen now. My asthma is definitely getting worse. So if you can pass me the... Now we can see the glaciers now. Behind, on this side of the mountains, there's big glaciers which they have modelled, running off. So do a left turn here. Still climbing. 14,000 feet here. So we're just climbing over the... which one are we over? Oh, blimey. Actually, gonna have to be careful. So now we're on the south facing side. Of course, it's bathed in sunshine. It's a great view, isn't it? Pretty spectacular. Oh, hi, Francois. Thanks for joining. Yeah, we're just flying over the Eiger now, which is the south side, and this is all default scenery on Dovetail Games Flight Sim World. So it's looking quite nice, isn't it? They've done an update recently. So what we'll do fly back down, go round the north face again. We're about level with the top of the Eiger now. Actually a bit higher, aren't we? Oxygen is on its way. Definitely need it now. There's no way I would be able to be up here at 14,000 feet without some supplementary oxygen in this plane. So we're going back round now to the north face. We're quite above, we are actually above the Eiger now, aren't we? Back to 14,000, 15,000 feet. So you can see the glaciers, the glacier there. So really nice default scenery, isn't it? Really, really, really nice. Found the Matterhorn the other evening as well, which is pretty well modelled. It's on the border between Switzerland and Italy. So anyway, we're going to start to descend now. We can say goodbye to the Eiger. There it is. I said hello to you, Mick, didn't I? If I didn't, it's blame it on the fact that I've not got enough oxygen. So we're going to head back down to Interlaken now and go for a landing. But yeah, really good, really nice. You know, for default, you can't really knock that, can you? Really, really good for a default flight sim. So I'm going to descend and make everyone's ears pop like mad. And we're going to land back at Interlaken. (13,000 feet now. Clouds look gorgeous, don't they? They really do. Another view. Right, there's that one lake down there. Oxygen. 12,000 feet now. We'll have to watch the speed. We don't want to overspeed or anything. Certainly descending at a fair old rate. Just look at the shadows and the light on the interior of the cockpit. It's really real, isn't it? I love that, I must say. So we're going to turn out over the Thunsee, I think it's called. Am I getting them mixed up? No, yeah, that's the Brienzi to the right. Haven't played with the air traffic control, have I? The only thing I don't, I must be honest, I don't particularly like the air traffic control. It's very similar to FSX, but I just don't like the sound of it.
Approach Diamond November 52 Zulu Mike is tied Diamond 2 miles southwest of Lima Sierra Mike India 9600. Request clearance to transition Bravo airspace.
Diamond November 52 Zulu Mike approach squawk 6106.
Squawk 6106 Diamond 2 Zulu Mike.
Diamond 2 Zulu Mike. Radar contact 3 miles west of Lima Sierra Mike India 8700. Cleared through the Bravo airspace.
Cleared through the Bravo airspace.
Yeah, it's not my favourite thing, I must say. Just the sound of it to me. I prefer the FSX chatter, but there's not very many things I don't like about this flight sim, though, I must say. So there's a view towards the Brienzi. Still see the Eiger, the three peaks in the background there that we just descended from. So I'm going to lose altitude again and think about landing. So down to 6,000 feet now. We can do a turn now and turn back up towards the other lake. Everyone needs a paper bag when they fly with me, actually. Right, so I can tell the air traffic control, get the nearest airport list. Somewhat into Larkin. And tune traffic. Select a runway for landing. Which runway will I need then? I need runway 23. Announce full stop landing. Downwind leg, isn't it?
Sierra Mike India traffic down November 52 Zulu Mike is on downwind runway 23.
You're right, Graham. They're definitely from the north of England, aren't they? All of them. I don't know. They're basically saying the same things as the air traffic control in FSX, but to me it doesn't sound like a radio transmission. It sounds very sort of almost like an FM sort of an AM transmission or something. But there again, a lot of people don't like air traffic control on flight sims anyway. So it's not the end of the world, and maybe it's going to be improved or something. So that's the runway to my right there. Let's say it's not going to be a very detailed rendition of Interlaken because this is just the ordinary global scenery. So, but all the airports are there. – 4,000 feet now. Getting below the cloud base. There we are now, running parallel with the airport there. I don't know if you can just see it. Mustn't get too close to this hill, must I? So we'll just carry on a little bit further up the lake and do a turn in and attempt to land. Brilliant, isn't it, my cuckoo clock? I shall be pleased to hear that played back when I look at the YouTube video. It's right above the monitor, Graham, actually. It's right, so let's put one notch of flaps down. This here. See what else I've got to do with air traffic control. I can announce the base leg, I guess, as I turn back. Announce base leg.
Sierra Mike India traffic down November 52 Zulu Mike is on base runway 23.
If I've come out far enough. Full flaps now. Okay. It's not giving me an option to say I'm on final, so I can't tell it I'm on final because it doesn't. Oh, made that turn much too wide. So quite a bit of correction to do here, and I'm too high as well. Should be okay though. Should be alright. Try and get it trimmed a bit. Having to steer right here, so there must be a little bit of crosswind here that I've set in for when I took off. Don't mind being too high. They say it's okay to be a bit high in a light aircraft, don't they? As soon as you've only got the one engine, and if you're high, then something did go wrong. Ah, fuel pump. I should have put the fuel pump back on. Well, I've forgotten to do that. In fact, I'm not sure where the fuel pump switch is. So that should have been on for landing. I should put on my landing lights, taxi lights, even though it's daylight. So I'm a bit high, and not too bad. Speed is a bit low though. To watch that. Bit of buffeting going on here. Gone a bit high again. And I'm down. Could have been worse. Could have been better, but it could have been worse. So there we are. Landed at Interlaken. Let's see the air. You know, it's not a detailed scenery for the airport at all, but as I say, I think things will only get better with this simulator as soon as people start developing scenery, and it's going to be really great. But as a general flight sim with really good VFR scenery, I think it's that comes, you know, as standard. I think it's really excellent. So, not too shabby, Mick, was it? It wasn't too great. I know Mick likes his aircraft and his radio control stuff as well, Mick, isn't it? So thanks for watching, everybody. I hope you enjoyed it. I had some fun. I'd put the handbrake on if I knew where it was. Could be down here somewhere. Is that it? No. Oh well. Keep toe brakes on. Thanks for watching the stream. Hopefully you enjoyed it. And see you next time. I don't know. I think I might be some train simulator next time. So thanks for watching. And goodbye to anybody that watches this on YouTube as well. Thanks for watching the stream. See you guys later on. Bye for now.